maintenance procedures on washers and dryers. What does CLA Insurance suggest, or what do you tell your customers regarding just basic maintenance procedures and that kind of thing?
So we do have a two-page maintenance sheet that your employees can work off. It has daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly recommendations on how to properly maintain the equipment and what your employees should be looking for. And we provide that to all of our clients, all of our members, and it's available upon request.
Mhm. Perfect. All right. Hey, Brian, how about you as far as just maintenance procedures that you do at Vallejo? Anything you could, what are the top couple things that people should really be thinking about?
Well, I think going back to the lint. I mean, like, and Matt was talking about the computer boards. I mean, it's if you open up the front of your dryer, most of the time you'll see the computer boards are covered with lint. Those things
Hmm.
trap heat. Probably
Hmm.
won't be a fire, but you may end up buying a board because the board's overheated. And
Okay.
so, whether you take a little bit of a shop vac or something to those to get to it, like you said, Matt was talking about with the lint in the CoinMex. But it's there's some the manufacturers will have some pretty extensive dryer cleaning recommendations. If you go to their websites, there's some they've got some YouTube videos and things. So we have a one where we do annually where we'll take the whole burner housing apart and go in and really clean it out. It's a big deal. And it's absolutely a messy, unpleasant process, but we'll do it about once every year, once every 18 months. Some manufacturers actually have an access door to clean the fans, so that you want to clean the lint off of the fans, because the fans can get out of balance, and the blower fans can kind of blow up. I mean, it doesn't cause an insurance claim, but but dryer lint is a huge deal. And then as far as backing up of water and stuff, I think everybody's at some point had issues with drains clogged and the consequences of that. And so most of the good manufacturers, or most of the manufacturers now, have some kind of an alert when your machines are draining slowly, so that you can go in and you can clean the drains and they don't have problems. So and that's the great thing with all of the new machines today can be networked, and so some of the maintenance is going to jump out at you from your phone and say, hey, we're not draining properly, or we're not doing whatever, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Matt, do you have anything to add to that, or have we kind of
Oh yeah,
covered
this is
maintenance procedures?
yeah, this is a juicy topic here. Quick,
All
going
right.
back to fire and more on not losing your boards, but I did put, and I learned the hard way. I did put surge protection in two of my breaker boxes. I lost a motherboard on a large machine. That was actually one of my insurance claims because of a lightning strike. So, get very infrequent, but expensive. And I think the surge protection was in the hundreds of dollars. So it was helpful.
Mhm.
But going to maintenance procedures, I've got a list. So first
Okay.
of all, buy new machines every 10 years. So I'm sure that's easy to do for everybody, right?
Mhm.
The next one is number your machines. I'm kind of flabbergasted with the number of laundromats I go into, and there'll be a number on a few of the machines, but not. When customers call you to say, hey, something's wrong with the machine, and they have to kind of explain it. Not all of them are northwest, east, south savvy or anything like that. But if you got big old numbers on the machines saying, no, it's machine number 22 or machine, a lot easier to troubleshoot the problem. So, it costs you about $6 for a pack of numbers at the hardware store. And then you can also, as a safety procedure, take your breaker boxes, and once you got them numbered, number the machine that way. And that way, if you need to shut them off quickly, you can go right to the breaker and say, hey, that's machine number 22. So that's an easy one. The other two, and I just dealt with this by my second laundromat, is I would say exercise your water valves and your gas valves once a year. And what that means is I have hard water in the one, and in the brass ball valve, that builds up. It's typically more on the hot valves than the cold, but nonetheless, those don't seat all the way. So if I if I get a flood or if I have a hose break or something like that, shutting that off, there was actually I replaced 6 3/4 inch water valves on mine because they were all gummed up with hardness, and I had to shut the main off and shut my store down for a while to get those done. So if you exercise those, they don't, you don't necessarily need to take a pipe wrench and a channel locks then. So if you're doing it once a year, that's an easy thing to do. Gas valves, same thing on dryers. You need to shut them down. That's a good way to do it. I had 3 or 4 gas valves. Same thing that had to replace because they were just gummed up. The other thing I would say, have a written checklist, again, old school. The other thing I found too is the more redundancy you have in your machines, if you have, if you got one manufacturer for your 40-pounder, if you got 3 different manufacturers for your 40-pounder, something goes wrong, um, you can't swap out one part to see if that's what's wrong. But if you've got redundancy in dryers and washers, you kind of sort of think it might be a timer, you kind of sort of think it may be a solenoid, or you kind of might think it's a drain valve. You can swap them out and try it in the one that's working and swap them. And by process of deduction, the part that's wrong. It's wrong. So that was my, my learning curve when I was trying to fix my stuff, is I bought the same machines.
Yeah.
And then I would say, whatever manufacturer you have, or manufacturers plural, the error codes are easily obtainable on the internet now. You go to, I don't think we can mention names, but you go to the manufacturer's website and type in error code, and it'll give you a list of error codes, and it's usually a 1 to 3 page document that says, DL1 or DR. Drain valves and door latches are 2 of the common things that I run into. The drain valves, it's usually a bra wire or a credit card or a hotel key that's in there, and makes me look like a genius when I go in somewhere and am able to fix that, which, that's the furthest thing from the truth. But those are easy ones to get into. You just take off hose clamps and see what's in there. Get a flashlight and see what's in there. So I don't think I've got anything else right. Only other thing I have is, and this is a little bit out there, but that's kind of who I am, is make sure your machines are at the right height for putting clothes in and adding soap. The second laundromat I bought, we had 40-pounders on top of an 8-inch concrete base that when the laundromat was put in there, it was there for top load. So that height difference was big. I saw a guy, he was probably 5'10". He was climbing up on the concrete base to put his soap in there. So I took the bullet and moved those washers to a lower location, and now they're ergonomically at a much better spot. And I've got a lot of happy customers that didn't know they were unhappy before, that now are happy. So
Yeah. Happier.
happier.
Yeah. Great list, Matt. I love that. Thank you so much.